What's going on, everybody? We got a lot going on. That's a great intro. What's going on? We have a lot going on. Perfect. So James Gunn hints that Superman 2 might actually be coming after all. At least it seems. Did he just confirm it? Well, that's what we're going to find out. We've got K-pop Demon Hunters is getting a sequel. Mikey Madison and I think Jeremy Allen White are going to be in the Social Network Part 2. Jumping back to DC, James Gunn explains some DCU canon and how that works. And that's a lot. And there's more to come. So let's hop into it. It's myself and Steph Sabraw here on the show today, this Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Kristian Harloff Show. Let's do it. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, and we've got some stuff to discuss. Steph Sabraw having a couple of things going on with her internets, but she'll be here momentarily. We have quite a discussion, a lot of great topics today, and wondering if that's going to add on to the fact that Steph might have a shot here to take on Roxy and Mike, who currently stand at 133. And you guys are already throwing comments. She's already at 15 before we even started. People are coming into the chat. So we're going to discuss that. I want to thank everybody who came in the member stream yesterday. Man, oh man. So I announced on the show, if you saw it with Chris Carr, that we pretty much secured our director for the project. And now we're going to be starting a Kickstarter very soon. And it's going to be a hefty goal for what we want to do. We want to make it look like a full-on streaming show that already exists. So I had the members come on yesterday and they gave some really great ideas of what people might be interested in. And like from a high tier of, if you donate a certain level, you can be an extra in one of the scenes. Videos from the set, like things that I thought were really smart and things that the audience might want. And I'd love to actually see that in the comments today too. If there's things that you guys think could work before we launch this thing, the idea is probably somewhere in the beginning of September is where we would launch it. And we're pumped for it. We're really excited for it. It's getting some good responses. We want to probably go out to some people that you recognize, cast and great locations and all that, and try to make this thing a thing. So thank you to everybody who was in there yesterday and giving those ideas. It's pretty great. All right. Trying to think what we do. How much can I stall before Steph gets here? I don't know if you checked out the Happy Gilmore reaction I put out today. That's out there today. So make sure you do that. But I'm not going to stall anymore because Steph is here.
Hi.
Hello, Steph. Let me do this. I got to move myself over now. Oh, this camera. I'll do this. I'll move over here. Check this out. Do this. How about that?
Ooh, bam.
I don't think I did anything. So yeah, I was just talking real quick. I sent you a picture for the lead character when he was younger.
Amazing.
Now that you've read it, you can see it, right?
It's perfect. Yeah. It's like, it is awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's just like so ready to be made.
And so, yes, I was just talking about before you moved in. I was talking about it to the audience yesterday at the live stream. People came up with some great ideas, because I don't know if I told you, we pretty much secured our director.
No.
Yeah. So we now are just putting together ideas for the Kickstarter. And yesterday the members came in and had some just incredible ideas, really great ideas. So
that's
probably
so
September.
awesome. Like that's a great sign, because it's like you have to have a really good script, but you have to have a great director who can like make the changes or add ideas for visual.
Right. And we're gonna make a move also for some recognizable actors and stuff too. You know, so we're going pretty hefty with the goal. So fingers crossed.
Hell yeah.
Did you see, and are you gonna see Naked Gun yet?
Oh no, I haven't seen it yet. We're gonna see it. I'm
Have
so excited. I saw
you've
your
seen
review.
okay, and you've seen the originals, right?
Not all of them, but yeah, the first one.
Okay. I would watch the second one before you
Okay.
go. It's not relevant to it. It's just more like you will love this movie. You will love this movie.
I feel like the trailer had like 4 laugh out loud moments, so I'm like,
Yeah,
it's got to be decent.
you're gonna love it. You're gonna
And then
absolutely
I
love
loved your reaction, so I was like, okay, there's like a joke per second type thing.
it. Yeah,
That's amazing.
absolutely. So that's gonna be interesting. And by the way,
That reaction killed.
did good. Yeah, it did good.
Yeah.
Like 60,000 or something. So it was
Wait, I
yeah.
thought it had more.
And
I thought it was in the hundreds.
you're thinking about Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay. Well,
Fantastic Four tied Avatar as my most watch out of the theater reaction. And
oh, that's awesome.
Would have been Superman, but I went to the I went a day late to
okay.
to the screening. But anyway, so let's get to some of these stories because there's some good ones. I just brought up Superman, so let's just stay with Superman. Let's stay with Superman. James Gunn seems to confirm that he is working on Superman 2 after originally hinting that there wouldn't be a straightforward sequel. This is from Molly Edwards over at Games Radar. So James Gunn has apparently just confirmed a Superman sequel will be happening, despite hinting that it wouldn't. On Threads, Gunn shared with a fan what he's up to now that Superman promotion is wrapped. He said Peacemaker press and then sequel writing. Another fan asked, when are you going to tease the sequel? Gunn replied, it just did. So now we're going to go ahead and assume that this is referring to a Superman sequel rather than a follow-up to Peacemaker season 2. It's not a total surprise considering Superman is doing well at the box office and it holds a great Rotten Tomatoes score. What is surprising, though, is that Gunn previously seemed to deny that a straightforward sequel would happen. Defying Superman 2, he previously said on Threads when asked about Superman 2. Obviously, it's possible Gunn is referring to this very project when he says he's writing a sequel. Until he elaborates, it's not exactly clear, but it does feel like the DC Studios co-CEO has just announced Superman 2. Next up for the DCU is Peacemaker Season 2, which arrives this August. Next on the big screen, though, is Supergirl, which lands next year. It would make sense to see Supes again in that movie, considering Mel Alcock's Kara Zor-El is Clark Kent's cousin, and she had a cameo in Superman. It's just another thing we'll have to wait and see on. So, Steph, does this confirm a straight sequel, or does it just confirm, well, I told you I'm doing something with him next, and it ties into those events, but it's not exactly a sequel? What do you say?
I think it's a sequel. I've heard David Cornsweet offhand be like, during I think it was Vanity Fair, they do the lie detector, and they basically asked if he would rather be in the next Star Wars movie or a Superman movie, and he said Star Wars only because he's already negotiated his Superman 2 type thing. So it wasn't like, it's not like verbatim, but I think it's pretty much, to me, it is a no-brainer. Selfishly, I would absolutely love just a go ahead sequel to Superman. And it makes sense with the reception. I feel like he's really liked as Superman, so why not go with it?
But I don't necessarily think that means, though, that it's a direct sequel, because you can still have Cornsweet on board with all the players and then leading into whether it's, again, Superman and Supergirl or Superman and Batman, Superman. And I don't think they'll make that mistake again, but it's something that, or I don't think it'll be a full on, I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it's something with him and Guy Gardner and the rest of them kind of together doing something, maybe giving Mr. Terrific more to do as opposed to just a straight up sequel to Superman. So you could still be negotiating for a second movie. You could still be negotiating for these other things, or your deal could already be done, whatever it might be. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's Superman 2. It means the story that we're telling is continuing in this story with other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I think it could be either or. I'm not sure. Maybe I do think he's gonna be the main character in
Yeah.
whatever sense it is, but I loved Mr. Terrific. I would love to see his own series or movie. I loved that character. I feel like there's so much more to explore. But even if he just has a bigger role in the next Superman movie, it's more like Superman creating the people he's really going to be working hand in hand with. I'd
Right.
be happy with that too. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I just don't know necessarily what it means. He says we're working on a sequel. It very well could be. And by the way, I'm not married to the idea that it's not Superman 2. It could be. Because the other thing that could have happened is that he started having conversations going, well, you know what? He's sitting there, he's hanging out, he's drinking a cup of tea late at night, sitting next to his wife. And he goes, oh, what if we actually, that's something I didn't think about before. What if we actually did do a sequel to the movie and we did this storyline? That's what you can do when you're the boss. You come up with the idea of, and it is one of those things of don't say anything about what it is or isn't until it is.
Yeah.
Because if you say, well, it's not a direct sequel, and then it is, it's like, well, why'd you say that? And well, because my opinion changed. That's fair. What you wanted to do, that's fair. But I think he's very much, I am very guilty of doing the same thing. When it came to like Schmodown, I did it all of the time. I would get so excited. This idea came out. Oh, guess what we're going to do? And I tease it and we're like, is that ready to go out yet? I'm like, okay, I want to get the audience excited about it. They're going to get excited. Here you go. And then I go, oh, what if we actually did that instead?
Right. Have you seen Mythic Quest?
No, but I hear it's
okay. Season 1 kind of has this whole thing where for like 3 renditions of the game, they've been teasing this big bad character that will change the whole layout of the game. And then they're having the meeting and they're like, I didn't think they would actually care. And they're like having to figure out what the character actually is.
Right.
He's not known for doing that. So I don't think he will. But yeah, I agree. He shouldn't do that especially because people are so down his throat right now.
I think he is known for doing that, Steph. I think he does it on social media all of the time. I think he does it all the time when it comes to
teasing a full movie.
I mean, where he gets excited, he announces something, and then or some other thing might come out, and he goes, "Oh, well, actually, it's this," and he pretends like it was. That's what they all do. They all pretend, "Oh no, it's all planned." Oh
yeah. But, I mean, it is the price you pay for being transparent with the audience.
100%. That's the problem with being too transparent sometimes when you're out there and he's excited and he said, and the guy said, are you going to tease a sequel? He's like, I just did. So that's more of a confirmation of saying like, yeah, look, that's going to be, and it also goes to what's he going to do next? That's probably what he's going to direct next. Because he doesn't want to direct any other stuff. He wants to stay in the Superman world. And he wants to continue that tone, which I think makes sense. I still said, though, I wish that he would step back a little bit as far as directing so he can kind of balance it all and oversee it all. But if he's able to do it, he's able to do it.
Yeah, it will be important to see how Supergirl and the next movies play out and kind of like what the greater world is looking like with all the components moving. Right now, it's so hard to say because he's just getting started.
Right. I'm gonna let's see. By the way, because you just froze for just a second, but you're fine.
Oh,
you're fine. Tuesday was the best freezing of Mike's career.
Oh my gosh, is there a video?
Yeah, like 80 times throughout the stream. Like the amount of times, it's like now I don't want it to not freeze. And like,
was he getting pissed?
Oh yeah. And we kept freezing on him. We started yelling at Roxy. He's like, how dare you, Roxy? Yeah. So Roxy wasn't even saying anything. She was defending. I go, and she's like, Steph wouldn't do this. And I go, Steph laughs at you all of the time. But Roxy gave you like like the biggest shout out and like was glossing you up for like the whole, like for, it must have been a good 5 minutes.
I heard that she filibustered about me. So romantic.
Oh, she was going off. She was like, it was a big promo for Steph.
That's amazing. She's a legend.
It was good. And speaking of which, you guys should check out Steph's channel. It's good. She's still putting the thumbnails on the bottom where it gets cut off by the time code. But other than that,
okay. But I have okay, all of the pictures that I already had, it's impossible to put on the one of them I put on the top, but everyone else on YouTube is putting it on the bottom. So I'm
I don't see it.
confused.
But who's putting it on the bottom? It's getting cut
Like
off by
all the
the
main
Oh,
reactors.
send me one.
Okay.
Send me one so I can look at my phone. It's all cut off by the time code. I can't read it.
For sure. No, I'll send it to you.
All right. Anyway,
yours is on the bottom right now.
What do you mean?
Superman 2 confirmed?
Question
mark. It's in the bottom. It's in the bottom middle. It's very clear, but it is the bottom.
I didn't say not the bottom. I said stretched across the side, because if the reason why it's in the middle, if confirmed goes all the way over where you are, then it would get cut off by the time code if you're watching it on mobile. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm learning.
That's fine. You're doing good. The videos are really good.
Thank
the
you.
videos are good. It was fun. The haircut one is fun. So I thought you were going to support the haircut.
What? Oh, no, because it's so long ago. I'm catching up.
Oh, it's long ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so. I was like, wait, I thought she debuted that hair on this show before.
Yeah. That it's catching up.
That's what I thought. Anyway, Superman 2. Is it going to happen? What are your thoughts? Direct. Do you think it's going to be the second movie? Is it going to be a mixture? Is it going to be a combination? What say you guys? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, sticking with DC, sticking with James Gunn. James Gunn also clarified about some new DCU canon. That's the other thing that's been really confusing. I think he even knows how confusing it is. But I'll tell you, I think that I like this answer overall. Ahead of the new season of Peacemaker arriving in about 3 weeks on HBO, DC Studios chief James Gunn has once again spoken about his DC universe and what's considered canon. In a 1-minute clip, he sums it up pretty clearly, confirming that the DCU begins canonically with Creature Commandos, then Superman, then Peacemaker Season 2. He adds that anything that is shown in the previously seen recaps during the second season of Peacemaker becomes canon. I think that's fair. And any event that they talk about having happened from the first season or before becomes canon. I think I dig that. He points out an example being the death of Rick Flag Jr. in Corto Maltese, an event from Gunn's Suicide Squad, becoming canon after it was mentioned in Creature Commandos. It's widely expected that all of the first season of Peacemaker will essentially be canon, bar the Justice League references and cameos. DCU will still continue with Lanterns, Supergirl, Clayface. Gunn previously teased that script for Wonder Woman. The film is done with that. The script for the film is done with that project seemingly powering forward. Okay, that guy, is that Brett? So what do you make of this? Is it confusing? Not confusing?
A little confusing, I have to say. Okay. I think it's a little confusing, but I feel like it's getting more clear. I think it's hard for people who, like my parents, aren't going to watch Commando, and that, or probably Peacemaker. And
not their sense of humor.
I don't know. It's like hard to get. My parents are movie people. Okay. It's hard to get them to watch major shows. They're like more into like sitcoms if they're gonna watch shows.
Right.
So it's a little tough in that sense, but it's making more sense to me. Like I've watched all of those. All of them have been good, and I'm excited for Peacemaker Season 2. I love that they're tweeting off the accounts of the characters now.
I'm excited to see what that second season's going to do, and I think that he's just trying to figure out, because he knows how much he loved season 1 and wanted to bring those characters back. So he's trying to find a way to fit it into his DCU, and he's got to cleverly do that. But yeah, you got to make parts of the events of the Suicide Squad canon, other things not. And I think that you said it, though. I think that it really is for the hardcore fans to let them know kind of, well, this isn't it, because if people like your parents and other people who are tuning into the movies, it shouldn't be homework stuff for them. It should just be, oh, it is. And there are a couple things that will fit in. I think like we saw in that trailer, we know that Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl are in that scene. I think somebody said Mr. Terrific is in it. I can't remember. But either way, you're going to start to see those characters and probably mention events from Superman and things that happen from Superman leading into Peacemaker Season 2, which I think that will bring some people in to say, okay, this is really like the first continuation of it. I mean, Creature Commandos, I don't know how many people watched it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't as widespread as say Superman was, obviously, leading into you're going to always go film, TV, animated. It's always going to be, that's how it's going to go as far as audience retention. So I like that he's explaining it, but I think he's still trying to figure out what is and what isn't.
Yeah, and I think part of it is that he's so passionate, and kind of like how you were saying for the Schmodown, it's like he loves all of these ideas and the projects that he's worked on. So it's probably really hard and like getting kind of like a unadulterated opinion on what should or shouldn't be, and separate from what he wants.
Right.
And so it's starting to clear itself up, but I think this first part, like we thought, would be a little bit rocky-ish in terms of timeline in what's canon.
Yeah. And as long as they make it to where it's not, because that, I'm glad they brought up the Rick Flag thing, because it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. If Rick Flag's son died in Suicide Squad, does that mean Suicide Squad is canon? And if so, does that mean Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn? Like, is it
right?
Like, well, previously they're probably in the previously on show John Cena killing Rick Flag. That's what they're going to probably show. And so
yeah,
right. So but even that is so confusing. It's like, well, wait a minute. That is canon, but who he's with and who he was with in those other ones, he might have actually been with those people, but it wouldn't be the actress playing that one. It's like wait, that's when it starts. So that timeline was canon. It isn't just bits are. If we show it previously on, it's confusing.
That is, especially because there's so many characters in that specific movie.
Yeah, it's confusing. Either way, what do you guys make of the explanation? Is he trying his best? Does it make sense? You think anyone will give a crap? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. We got more stories, but before we do, I got to tell you all week about Rougiette. I'm going to tell you right now about him again. Right back.
All right. I know you all heard of Viagra or Cialis, maybe even tried them. If you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, I got it. Rougiette Ready. If the usual pill isn't doing the trick, Rougiette Ready, it could be the answer. It's a 3-in-1 formula. It dissolves under your tongue, absorbs fast. You'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours, and effects can last up to 36 hours. That means that you're going to stay confident, you're going to stay present, and in control when the moment is right. Getting started is super simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor, 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door. Connect with a provider at rougiette.com/Christian to see if a Rougiette-ready prescription is right for you. You can get the code Christian to get 15% off today. Rougiette.com/Christian. Use that promo code Christian to get 15% off today. Head on over to rougiette.com/Christian. Use that code Christian to get 15% off today. Use the code to support the show, and so Rougiette knows that we sent you. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rougiette website for full safety information.
Rougiette. I hope you guys are checking it out. Use that link in the description. All right, Steph, you got to take out Roxy. Again, last week, Roxy did not win. You had to try to beat Roxy. Roxy didn't win. Winston wound up winning last week.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
So this week, you got to beat Roxy and Mike, Turncoat Mike, at 133.
Okay.
Good start so far. You got 27 already.
Okay, guys.
Only 23 minutes in. You got a good shot here today.
Let's lock in.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. Something that did happen today that was a interesting piece of news is that they're doing The Social Network Part 2, and you're a fan of that movie, yes?
Oh yeah, love it.
Okay. Well, I think
I love Aaron Sorkin.
Do you know who's been rumored already to be in the second one?
No.
You're gonna love this. Mikey Madison and Jeremy Allen White, which both of them are going to be in it. So look at that. That's big casting. Oscar winner Mikey Madison and Emmy winner Jeremy Allen White are reportedly circling the lead roles, and soon to be Oscar nominated Jeremy Allen White if Bruce Springsteen is good. Circling the lead roles in the sequel to David Fincher's 2010 feature, The Social Network. Aaron Sorkin, who won an Oscar for penning the film, who wrote the script, is going to direct the drama that is inspired by a series of articles Jeff Horowitz wrote for the Wall Street Journal known as the Facebook Files. It was tied to the company's own reports on the negative effects that social media was having on teens and kids, how it knew misinformation was proliferating and causing violence, and how it contributed to the 2021 Capitol insurrection. Hollywood Reporter reports that no casting offers have been made thus far, as the film is still in the development process, but the project is on the fast track. They indicate that Sorkin has already been meeting with actors, including Madison and White, along with lining up a budget for studio approval. If deals close, Madison would play engineer turned whistleblower Frances Haugen, who went to the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Wall Street Journal with her information. White would play the former Wall Street Journal tech reporter Horowitz. Sources compare the film to the likes of Michael Mann's 1999 drama The Insider and Tom McCarthy's 2015 drama Spotlight. Well, here's my question. Is it The Social Network 2 if Jesse Eisenberg isn't in it, or is it just a movie based off the Facebook stuff? Why is it Social Network 2? If it's not in that same world with a lot of the same characters, is Andrew Garfield going to be in it? I would assume that Jesse Eisenberg has to be in it, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. And that's a really good point. And I feel like he would want to be in it just because I love his interviews. I think he's like such a great actor and a really interesting person. And I love his point of view on the world.
Yeah.
And so it feels like he would be interested in it
Yeah, Eisenberg's not doing it, as everyone's telling me in the chat. It's going to be Jeremy Strong as Zuckerberg. Then why do Social Network 2? Just do a different movie. Just do a different movie. It's like you can still do the Facebook thing, but why call it Social Network 2? You're going to think that's the same thing. It's not. It's just another movie based on the Facebook stuff.
I'm curious why he didn't return, because did they say why in the article? I'll look into it. That's interesting. I feel like he would have really relished in the opportunity to go into the I don't even know how to describe it, Mark Zuckerberg's new makeover era, where he's now wearing chains and oversized black t-shirts and curling his hair up differently. He's in his style boy era, which I feel like would be so fun. Jeremy Strong will kill that. Yeah. Obviously, Jeremy Strong's like such a great in-character actor. So it's not that. It is interesting. I want to know why he didn't, if it's just scheduling and then.
Well, someone said it. I think someone nailed it in the comments. This is just for marketing purposes to call it Social Network 2.
Yeah.
It's to say, it's a recognizable thing. We're doing it. And the same guy who wrote it is actually directing this one. And are they going to have Trent Reznor and Atticus come back to do the music? I mean, is it going to be is anyone going to be in the movie from the first one at all? Or is it tied in at all? Or is it literally just to say, hey, not having not having what's his face, Eisenberg as him is to me, don't call it that. If you get him back, then okay, if he's the only one that comes back, that's fine. You have him come back. But I don't know if they tried to go out to him, like you said, if they tried to and he didn't want to do it. I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still really interested in it. Aaron Sorkin's one of my favorite writers.
Yeah.
This story writes itself in a lot of ways. It's fascinating. It's exactly what I love art to do, which is like, it's like you don't see Aaron Sorkin necessarily speaking out all the time about the state of the world, but to give his kind of think piece in a movie is my favorite form of art. I think it's so effective. I loved like some of the various points made in Superman in the same way that I'll probably like it in The Social Network. I just think movies are a great vehicle for showing what happened in an artistic way.
Yeah. And I will say this, though. I'm a little nervous with Sorkin directing because it's a little more, his stuff is a little lengthier. And I liked Fincher's kind of, intensity behind it. And I think that combination of Sorkin's writing with Fincher's directing was really what made that thing magical.
Fincher's tension is like unmatched.
Yeah. So I'm still interested. I just those factors in it. I mean, but the main story, as we said, though, what gets me to go, okay, one of the reasons I'm actually even more interested is because the two people you just mentioned, Mikey Madison and Jeremy Allen White as the two leads. Okay, I still think it should be a different movie, but or it doesn't need to be a sequel, but I like them. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he's probably like, damn, I want that title. It's such a good title.
Exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's because Social Network 2. Whoa, it's a big sequel. It's not a sequel. It didn't have the same actor
Right.
playing. It's like Major League 2. Major League 2 had some of the actors, but when Wesley Snipes, I like Omar Epps, but when he was Willie Mays Hayes, well, it wasn't Willie Mays Hayes anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, it's interesting. But I'm excited about this new cast. So even if they pitched it with a different name, I would still see it. But the fact that it has the name attached will get, the bigger audience at large involved with it.
That's exactly what it is. It's going to be the bigger audience because they said, oh, here's a sequel. Let's do the sequel. But we'll find out. Guys, what do you make of this? Do you think that it matters that Jesse Eisenberg is back or not? Who cares? Let's call it Social Network 2. We got a great cast. Are you interested? Do you think Sorkin should be directing this, or should Fincher have come back, or they at least try to get him back? What say you? Put your thoughts in there. I want to know. This morning, Steph, my little one wakes up. It's really the most adorable thing in the world now, right? She comes in and she'll wake me up, and she taps me to wake me up. She's been waking up. Today wasn't too early, but she's been waking up early. And before she goes down to watch, she's asked if she can watch TV in the morning. Before she does, she crawls into bed and lays there with me for like 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And she's like, and she goes, like I said, Maisie, I like when you before you go downstairs, you come down and you lay down before you go. She's like, yeah, it's nice. And I go, all right. Yeah, so today she wanted to watch my reaction to K-pop Demon Hunters. That's what she wanted to watch this morning. That was her thing. And I was like, okay, so if you want to watch that, we can watch that. So we watched K-pop the reaction to it, and she liked it a lot. She was excited to watch it, and then she wanted to see a little bit of the actual movie. She's seen it like 7 times. But she's going to be excited today because I don't know, you probably have seen this news already. K-pop Demon Hunters is getting a sequel.
Oh my God, no, I haven't seen that.
Of course it's getting a sequel. I mean, when Luke told me today, he goes, K-pop Demon Hunters getting sequels. I said they'd be morons if they didn't give this thing a sequel. It's like the highest, one of the highest rated things on Netflix ever. Sony Pictures Animation Films' K-pop Demon Hunters has been such a runaway success for Netflix. The streamer is reportedly looking to develop a sequel and a live-action version. Wow, they're really capitalizing on the live action. The Wrap broke the news in a lengthy report about the film's success, launching to 9.3 million views in its first week. The film's longevity on the streamer has been remarkable, with 24.2 million views in week 2, 22.7 in week 3, 24.2 in week 4, 25.8 in week 5, and hitting a high of 26.3 in 6 weeks of release. That's pretty insane. Pretty insane. Yeah. It's the first Netflix original film to reach a new viewing peak in its 6th week. That's pretty nuts. Week 2, 24.2, and then 26.3 in week 5. It has become the most popular Netflix animated film of all time, and will shortly enter the Netflix all-time top 10 films. Set in sole dialogue in English, the story follows a trio of K-pop singers whose infectious songs empower them to battle hordes of demons. Its popularity has taken the streamer by surprise, but they plan to fully exploit it in the kind of ways Disney did with Frozen. Multiple project ideas are being bandied about, including a stage musical, live-action remake series, and a pair of sequels. A short film to bridge content between the main features is also reportedly being discussed. Netflix, which owns all of the underlying rights to the IP, so it can do what it wants. It's already ramping up merchandising and plans to partner with a number of outside partners. This is about as big of a no-brainer as you're going to get. Everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about this?
Well, I don't love the live action part. I think there's a magic to anime and anime fans know it. And if you watch this movie, I think you'll understand like the way they eat their ramen, the way the face explodes when they're like feeling high intense emotions, like little text will come up. That's just like classic anime and that's part of the magic of this movie. It's like it makes you feel like you've entered a new dimension where it's like close enough to how you like feel like your life could be like, but different because it's in this different medium. So
Right.
I would be a little concerned about that. I get it in the sense that it is taking off of like K-pop, which
Yep.
is real.
Yep.
And so I can understand that. And you know, it probably will work in for some people, but I would be a little bit apprehensive, I would say, about that. In terms
Yeah.
of a sequel, absolutely, because there's the two other main girls we don't know, we have to explore their backstory.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like totally open for that. It's not like there's nothing to explore. There's two, I left that movie being like, oh, I want to know more about the two besties.
Right.
Like we got the main girl, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I actually agree with all your points. I think that a live action version to me, I think makes sense eventually. I don't think I think you put out the first 3 movies. I think a live show, a musical live show, absolutely makes sense.
Yes.
Absolutely. The songs were great. The songs were great.
Slapped.
So
Still
I
listen
think,
to them.
yeah, I think they're great. I think that you do that, and the other thing what Netflix has found by making this original stuff, that they've just discovered a new franchise now, and they made a popular one. They didn't just go off an existing IP. They were able to make it net. It shows you that what the power of streaming can also do. When you hit the right audience and you get these kind of numbers, then you just built a whole franchise and you can monetize it and capitalize it through. I mean, the first thing we said at the end of our K-pop thing was, there's got to be plushies for that freaking tiger. I mean, there has to be.
Right.
I mean, there has to be.
Yeah. And
alone-
dolls for the girls, like they're
Easily.
so cool looking. Like, even me, I'm like, they're like cool. Adults like them, kids like them.
Yeah.
They just did such a good job with the animation and the songs. It was like nothing was bad. Like everyone turned
good.
in great work for that. And the story itself had a lot of heart. And I feel like that's what people connected to, especially adults who liked it, because I
Right.
could obviously get why kids love it. But adults, like there was something special about how it just the friendship and the heart behind it. So I
Yeah.
was excited for the writer. Like this is her big first obviously at this scale script, and it's cool to see, you know, there are still massive opportunities for new IP, new writers, newer writers, and it doesn't have to be, you know, just massive franchises getting sequels and thirds and all of this.
I agree. I think that when it comes to the idea of what they're doing with this overall, I think it makes a ton of sense. And I think that they're going to capitalize on it, and they should capitalize on it. But it getting a sequel makes sense. What do you guys say? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. K-pop Demon Hunters. You think this is going to be something that crosses over? It's going to be a big old franchise. It's going to work, or should they just kept it at one? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, let's see. We have, I think, like there's some other trailers out there that are running around, but there's a new Conjuring trailer I haven't watched yet. We covered a lot of DC stuff. I'll cover a Marvel story here, which I thought was interesting, and that is kind of some plans for Marvel post Fantastic Four. Did you see it yet, Steph?
No, we're seeing it this weekend.
Okay. New details on the Marvel's post Fantastic Four lineup. Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps opened to 218 million worldwide last weekend. It's a number that's been seen as a decent start, according to a new feature piece in Variety, going into Marvel Studios' slates of films for 2026 and beyond. As one agent notes, the days of consistently surpassing 1 billion, they're over and won't return. Probably true. And what we were just talking about, stuff like streaming has in K-pop and things like that, it's just proven why. This comes down to multiple reasons, such as the loss of China's taste for Marvel fare, also true. The lasting impact of post-COVID cinema-going habits, the absence of megastars in these films, and the easy availability of Disney Plus in many markets. I agree with all of that. This is resulting in a new sense of frugality at the company. As previously confirmed, Marvel will be going with a lineup of younger talent for X-Men rather than A-listers in order to keep the cost down. Casting's coming soon. A July 23rd, 2027 release date has been marked out for an unknown Marvel film, but the trade indicates that will not be taken by the X-Men movie. One place where costs aren't being kept down is Avengers Doomsday, where Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth will be getting full pay. Downey Jr. has reportedly earned between $500 to $600 million over the course of 7 Marvel movies and 3 cameos to date. The report debunks rumors that Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards is a film's central star. Sources indicate that he isn't the star, but does have an integral role. Finally, they indicate the studio reportedly is feeling no sense of urgency around the Blade reboot or another Deadpool, but they are getting excited about Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 3 with eyes percolating. You know what I want to actually touch on first is the end that I understand there's no rush to do Blade right now. They want to figure that out, right? The no rush to do Deadpool 4. I know what they could say. Yeah, we did, one of them and it did really well, but we're focusing on everything else. Do you think that because of the, the little stink that's on Ryan Reynolds right now is keeping Disney going, let's just focus on something else right now. We don't want to deal with that.
I mean, it's hard to say it's not, because I do think Disney has proven time and time again that they will kind of go with star power and popularity all the time. And, just go with kind of what the fans are looking for and what they're responding to.
Regardless of controversy?
No, I'm saying so that matters. So if you have a little stink in your name, then I would say that it's not that they're against him or another Deadpool, because, people still like him. He's still a great actor. Wolverine did amazing in the box office and was really well received. So for all those reasons, those are good points and fair points to bring up for continuation and for their bottom line, which is all they care about really at the end of the day, is how much money it will make. But when you're also assessing that, there's a full argument about, they'll probably wait until like the next box office movie he does and see if it is actually affecting his star power.
Well, he's going to show up in the Avengers movie. That's a definite.
For sure. But I'm just saying, as like, I would be curious to see what a solo, like a non-Marvel Ryan Reynolds starring movie, how that is received right now.
Before Deadpool, yeah. And I think so it makes sense to me that, and if it's not really where they want to focus in on, they're trying to tell this overall story and focus in on the X-Men. Makes sense. Like, focus on those things first. Get that brand up there and get out of this multiverse thing.
Yeah.
We all knew that Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be some of the most expensive movies ever, with every single person in the world in the film. So of course it's going to be expensive. So that makes sense. The stuff with Downey, I saw people posted today that he's going to make like, I don't know, 60 million for the 2 movies or whatever it is, or maybe more, or 80 million maybe for the 2 movies. And people are saying, some people are complaining about it. It's like, what are you complaining about? Like, what are you complaining about? Like Downey
who cares?
Well, but it's Downey hasn't earned that. I saw Roka's post, and a lot of times when Roka tweets, I start to sweat, going, "Oh no, what's he saying now?" But like, I agreed with everything he said. He said this guy was integral to the whole thing, and he was like he was the star of the show, and he did so much overall that, and the excitement is coming because he's coming back, whether you agree with it or not. People who still I don't necessarily know how I feel about him coming back as Doom, but I know I want to see it.
He's coming back as an Academy Award winner,
That's right.
new award under his belt too. Yeah, it's weird. I think when people get,
he's not getting 80 million each. He's not making 160 for both. He's doing 80, 40 each. Yeah,
for this character. Yeah. And then the other point of the article is that they would be going with newer actors for the X-Men. I think they should, regardless of their budget. I think they absolutely, like, X-Men is a great opportunity for new actors to make their name, and it kind of feels more X-Men, like they're the outcasts or the, like, the weird ones, and you don't really want to have like this old, like, very well-known pretty face person.
Oh no, no one knew who Hugh Jackman was when he was at Nobody knew who he was.
Yeah, it's like, I want that.
Yeah, It's like you get the bigger known stars the same way that you did it in 2000. You cast Professor X, you cast Magneto, you make those two your stars, and then you build off of them around. I mean, and you build around them. Look, I had this conversation actually as I was talking about, with the director for my show. Martini and I are playing the two lead characters, right? We realize that to like a Netflix and an Apple or whoever it is, we've got to build around us, because they don't go, who's that? I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Right.
You got to build
Right.
around. And that's the same thing that you're doing. We're building around the X-Men, and you got to do, and you give the, and what it does lower your cost. It lowers your cost to say, okay, we're going to get these new actors, and we can not only lower our cost for movie one, if we lock them in for now, we can lock them in at a lower cost for, because an actor who's looking for the break will sign on for 6 or 7 movies. And then it's after that 7th movie, that's when the big bucks come if they still want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bringing up K-pop Demon Hunters again,
Yeah.
I believe the 3 main girls are all like, when you go on like their Spotify pages, this is like their first music that at least some of them have, and they don't have that many credits. So it's like, no one, if you pull people by various, whatever way you pull them in, and then they're in, it doesn't matter at the end. Like, it doesn't have to be super famous, super IP. Like, you just need like just enough to pull someone in.
Right.
And
It's
then
true.
they don't really care.
Right. So I don't know. We will see what the future holds, but put your thoughts in there, guys. Let us know how you feeling about all this stuff. Downey returning, everything. Put your thoughts in there about the MCU. All right, Steph, I'm going to go with an story for the last one until we get to the questions.
Okay.
An story.
Okay.
Masters of the Universe star Alison Brie suggests that live action movie may be just as campy as 80s cartoon. Bad news, at least for me. I think this is another thing that I'm starting to get upset with this movie. In a new interview, Masters of the Universe star Alison Brie counters the perception that the upcoming live action movie is going to lean more serious than the 80s animated series. Forecasting says last year we got word that Amazon MGM and Mattel's live action Masters of the Universe reboot had another major cast member, with Alison Brie set to take on the role of the villainous Evil Lyn. As her name suggests, Evil Lyn is a wicked and powerful sorceress who serves as Skeletor's second in command. Lyn was played by Meg Foster in the previous live action movie and was voiced by Game of Thrones alum Lena Headey in Netflix's Master of the Universe Revelation animated series, which added some new dimensions to the character. Brie has some experience playing a cartoonishly evil villain thanks to her Glow character's wrestling persona, Zoya the Destroyer. While just promoting her new horror movie Together during an interview with Collider, Brie was asked about the perception that this is take on the Masters of the Universe to be more serious in tone than the classic 80s animated series, and that responded with the following: "Who said it's leaning more serious? I don't think they know as much as they think they know. That's all I'm going to say." Though he didn't actually use the word serious, the person who had suggested this movie wouldn't be quite as camp as the 80s cartoon was Brie's co-star Nicholas Galdazine. How do you pronounce his last name? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Look, what I will say is our version is quite different from the original animation, which we all agree was camp within its own right and worked so well for the time. For what it's worth, the website foreternity.com has heard the movie is definitely not as campy as a cartoon, but doesn't take itself too seriously either. Think Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. Masters of the Universe also. No, all right, I don't know what to think of this movie. This movie, I've never been as stressed for a movie as I am for this movie. Yeah, the movie itself, I don't like the fact that he's going to Earth. He's on Earth. He's there
right.
for
I know that.
Finds the sword, goes back instead of just making him on Earth in the first place. I mean, on Eternity in the first place. Okay, fine. And then it's like a lot of the misconception is that this movie has to be like the cartoon because that was what the best lore of it was, and it wasn't. It was originally intended as a Conan the Barbarian kind of counterpoint. And it started with like these comics, and then it turned into this 80s kind of campy thing, which I loved, by the way, but it was a product of its time. And if you did that now, it would almost come up like a spoof if you tried to make that a live action movie. But when they mention a Guardians of the Galaxy approach to it, if they can hit that, and Travis Knight certainly could, I don't hate the potential of it, because you don't want to get into a Dark Knight version of He-Man. You just don't want to do that. You want it to be all the certain characters and Merman and other people that they have. It's got to be fun. So you've got to be able to mix it. But if she's like, who says it's not campy like the original? I'm out. I'm like, it's if the security guards are cracking jokes left and right to He-Man, and then bringing, oh, whose sword is that? It's like that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh no. This
would you describe the first one as campy?
The piece of shit that came out with Dolph Lundgren?
Or what is she referring to?
They're referring to the 80s animated show. And
would you just it was campy?
Yeah, of course
because I find that a lot of people misuse the word campy. So I'm just curious.
It's campy. Yeah, okay. But like I said, it's a product of its time, and it's got like it has an 80s feel to it. I love it, right? I love the music to it. I love it, but it's goofy. I mean, it's goofy. What's so silly about it also is this has nothing to do with the camp element of it all, but just they only had so much budget for that show, because if you look at Prince Adam, he's just as jacked as He-Man is, and he's not wearing glasses like Superman. He's just wearing a different shirt, and he turns into He-Man. And he's just a little bit more, he's got more of a tan, and Prince Adam's pretty jacked in that show. I always mention the 2002 version. To me, that's the best version of the lore of Superman that we've ever of He-Man that we've ever got. That's the best story overall and tone. But we'll see. Go ahead, Steph, you gonna say?
Oh no, yeah. I as a new, like, I'll go into it. Yeah, like, I'll be fresh when I see it. So I won't. I'm curious what I think of it in general.
Yeah, I wanna know. I want to know what you think of it, because it's
yeah, I like Alison Brie a lot.
I do too. I like the majority of the cast. I like the majority of the cast and who they got to play everybody in it. It just if they can capture a Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 3 tone for this movie, then I'd say that's an appropriate tone for this movie.
Yeah.
I'd say that's appropriate if they can do that. But I don't know. Last thing, I'm going to jump back to Marvel real quick, because I was so confused. I'm going to talk to Coy about this tomorrow. Coy had mentioned on some short that they had announced Moon Knight season 2, and I'm like, where did they announce that? I haven't seen that at all. He's like, yeah, they announced it last week out of nowhere on the short, and I'm like, what happened? I'm like, where did they do that? There is no season 2 of Moon Knight coming. I don't know where Coy got that from, but I'm going to talk to him about it, like I said, tomorrow. But Oscar Isaac is talking about potential Mark Spector return. He said maybe we'll see him in a movie, which makes sense. That to me makes way more sense. Rumors that a second season of Moon Knight might be in development have been doing the rounds for a while, but it doesn't seem likely that more episodes of the Disney Plus series will be coming our way anytime soon. So it was not announced. Although this doesn't mean we won't be seeing Mark Spector and his other personalities in the MCU. Shortly after the first season aired back in 2022, Oscar Isaac appeared alongside EP director Mohammed Taib in a TikTok shared by the latter's niece, who asked if we're going to get a second season of Moon Knight. And he said, why else would we be in Cairo? Isaac replied, fans took this as confirmation that the show would be back at some point, but nothing ever came back of it. And Marvel's television Brad Wonderbaum shared a disappointing update when speaking to comicbook.com about Daredevil Born Again. So I think Marvel Television has happened in waves. I think Moon Knight happened in a wave of shows where we were going to establish characters that would tie into the future. And moving forward, our priorities have shifted. We're making shows that can exist as annual releases, more like television. He did add that there are plans for Moon Knight down the road. However, and Isaac has now hinted that the next time we see his character will be on the big screen. He was asked about a potential season 2 during a recent convention appearance, and he said, we'll see. Maybe one day or in a movie we'll see him return. So what the hell is Coy talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. Anybody has Coy addressed that since? because even Greg was like, when I saw the short, Greg was like, wait, they announced that? He's like, yeah, it randomly out of nowhere just came out and said they're doing season 2. No one said that.
I wonder if he got like an insider and wasn't supposed to.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow on the show, he was. I've always said that about Koi's. Sometimes will be because Koi's so good that when he's talking and he's like, he says things. He's so definitive. He could say to me, I Kristian Harloff is of Latino descent. Yeah, he's Latino descent, and I'd be like, I am. I mean, wait, no, I'm not. But he sells it so well with everything that he says. And so I don't know I don't know where that came from, but tomorrow. But anyway, being in a movie, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even remember what happened in the series. Like I would have to fully revisit it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, was it I can't remember. Was it well received? It was during the pandemic time, right?
I just watched it again with Sam recently, and I really liked the show the first time I saw it. Really liked it. This finale just ate it. It did not stick the landing. The finale was bad. The penultimate episode though was fantastic, and I stand by still one of the best episodes of Marvel television to date. So good. Problem is, didn't stick the landing. I really enjoyed the show. I really liked what he did. I actually liked it the second time around, almost the same, if not better. But it didn't get it wasn't super well received. It was like people thought it was like cool, and then let's move on.
Yeah. I kind of remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? You think that he's going to be back in a movie? Not at all. I mean, there's 8,327 characters coming back in Doomsday and Secret Wars, so you would assume he's going to come back one way or another. Yes. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Steph. All right, here we go. So we are gonna. First of all, I want to see and make sure that you're not getting screwed at any super chats that came in, because sometimes StreamYard does that. So let's double check the first one. If the first one isn't, I'm gonna go all the way to the top. But while I look, why don't you plug your new channel and tell people what's going on?
YouTube.com/Sabraw. I've been dropping videos Tuesday and Thursday. This Sunday will be my first live stream. So we'll just hang out, talk about the shows or any questions that you guys have. I'll be there at like 5 p.m. PT. And today I'm dropping another episode at 2 p.m. PT. So just like shortly after this show finishes. And yeah, thank you for all the support and the comments so far. I really, really appreciate it. I'm responding to all the comments. They're making my day. So please keep them coming if you're watching it. I want to see who's there, who I can rely on.
Awesome. So we check out Steph's show. It's a lot of fun. All right. You ready for this, Steph? You got 38.
Okay.
38. Good start. You need about, if you can get just a little under 100 for a little more than 100 more, then you can beat Mike and Roxy and come back and get back to that perch. Jama, greetings from down under. Greetings. Jama, thank you.
Greetings.
Jama says, I never get to participate due to airing at 4 a.m. here. Wait. And why am I awake? At least I can get Steph on the board early. You did exactly that, Jama. So thank you.
Yeah, and thanks, Jama.
Jama's not done. All right, I'm going to use this one chance to push back on the Filoni criticism I've been listening to all year. Brace yourself. Okay, so James coming to get a ton of stuff with Filoni, but Connor jumps in quick. Says, come visit the Field of Dreams. Drinks on me all night. For real, though. You guys make my afternoons at work much better. I appreciate it. Thank you, Connor. You crack us up. Thank you. All right, here we go. James is going to start. Firstly, for context, I've had a beef with that man since the Clone Wars days, but I think he's copped way more criticism than he deserves this year. Star Wars is in the gutter because of JJ, Ryan Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, and the rest of the film staff, not because of the TV guys. TV shouldn't need to save Star Wars. Now, should Filoni be the head of Lucasfilm? No! He's not a film producer, and he's moved too rapidly through the ranks, skipping important development phases. For example, Filoni has never worked in a writer's room. Instead, his writing skills come from Favreau, more of a film director than a playwright. But Connor Mullis jumps in. Jama, I agree that TV shouldn't need to save Star Wars, but at the same time, it also shouldn't drag it down further like it's been. It needs a lot of big wins to rebuild, both TV and film wins. Good point by Connor. Jaima comes back. He would have benefited immensely from learning in the Andor writer's room and from Gilroy instead of being promoted too early within the company. Right now, you're saying everything that we've been saying. You're not really arguing against it. You're kind of going with everything we've been talking about. Connor Mullen. Andor was great, but you need more than just one win. Jaima says, I'm loving this battle between Jaima
Me too.
and Connor. It's amazing. Filoni and Favs give Kathleen Kennedy a soft landing with Mando after episode 9. Agreed. It's Kathleen Kennedy's fault that she squandered that. TV stuff has always been a band-aid for a larger problem. Not just. Filoni had a lot to do with Kenobi and other things too. It wasn't just Kathleen Kennedy on that. At the end of the day, Filoni is copying a lot of blame that should be spread around a lot of other people, past and present, Lucasfilm. I don't disagree with that, but he still deserves a lot of the blame. Connor, what should I name my dog? Anyway, I'm going to go back to a lot of that because Jaima put so much in there. Jaima's saying everything that we say here, Steph. He's literally saying everything. It's like I don't think he's getting all of the blame, but like he is right now, A, the creative head, and B, the guy they're looking to be the creative head of that entire place. He has proven that he should not be. And do I disagree with you that all of those names you mentioned should share blame with him? I do not disagree with you. I agree with you. Of course, Kathleen Kennedy should get blame. Of course, JJ and Ryan Johnson should get blame for people not caring about those movies. And they haven't done a movie since 2019. Of course. But when you're going to be running that and you're in the room and you have certain things, and I've heard things, and the fact of certain things he doesn't think is Star Wars or feels, he's acting like a gatekeeper. And when you act like a gatekeeper, when you don't have the goods to run the whole thing in the first place, you're going to get a lot of the blame. So I do think he catches his fair share. And when you're the person, the head creative person, people are going to come after you when this stuff's not working. And if you listen to like what Roka had heard too, there was a lot of stuff, the notes that he had talked about on Acolyte that he doesn't get any like pushback on because he doesn't have his name in the credits. So I do think that he deserves a lot of the blame, not all the blame, but a lot of it. Steph?
Yeah, I think that, he is kind of the go-to. So it's not that I think he deserves any like bad things coming his way, but it's like that's the responsibility that you bear when you are in a leadership position at a company. That's why, in the same way, Kathleen Kennedy, it's like when you that is part of the job. You do have to bear the responsibility of the criticism. So it's not necessarily that I want him to be getting all this criticism, but it is part of the job. Like things aren't performing and being well received by the masses. I'm not saying that they're awful, but in terms of pushing Star Wars forward while he's been in a position of power, it hasn't moved forward. And he didn't really have much to do with Andor, so that's not really an argument in his favor, unfortunately.
It's not. And like I said, I don't know how it feels about the second season, and maybe now he's come around on it because it's getting actual, people are saying it's the best Star Wars stuff that they've done. Like, maybe since definitely since Rogue One, which Tony Gilroy had all the stuff that is considered some of the best Star Wars since Disney took over is all Tony Gilroy stuff. Yeah, and this I don't know. Is where I'm confident enough to say that I do feel like he doesn't love Knights of the Republic. He doesn't love at least the first season of Andor. But what I don't know, and this is purely speculative, is whether or not it chaps him that the stuff that he does and that he feels is Star Wars is not beloved in the way that Andor has been with the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Definitely. And they're not, in the same way that Andor was highly recognized in the Emmy nominations.
Yeah. It's like quality television.
That's for the second season.
Right.
Both seasons have been recognized.
Quality television. 1 and 2 of Mandalorian, very fun Star Wars shows. There's no doubt about it. I like them very much.
Me too.
But that's really, they're quality Star Wars shows. Andor is quality television all the way around. And they haven't had that. And like with him, and we talked about this on the show yesterday, myself and Chris Carr. It's like you don't learn, and then you go, oh, I'm not doing this show until I finish all the scripts. Why are you writing all the scripts? Get other people who actually know how to write television and write dialogue and not just animated dialogue. What are you doing? And it's going to be the same stuff. Connor Mullis, what should I name my dog? I like F-14 Tomcat. Sure. Why not?
That's cool.
Call him T-Cat.
Yeah.
T-Cat the dog. Joey Pedras, members meeting yesterday was great. It was so good. Steph, they gave me so many great ideas. Joey gave me a ton of great ideas about what we're going to do, because like I said, this is going to be an ambitious goal to try to get this thing going. And there, like, some of the ideas was that at a certain tier, you could be an extra in one of the scenes.
That's cool.
On the scenes, videos from cast, certain little things. And by the way, people who are in the audience right now, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay, especially in the comments, give me any ideas that you think for when we run this Kickstarter, like things that you think would be interesting and intriguing, because we want to make sure that we run this thing like we want to get it to a place where, with the assets that this particular director has, we could really do something special here. But we've got to, we got to raise the budget, and for what we're aiming at for a television pilot stuff, it's significantly cheap. It just sounds like a huge number because it's a huge number.
Yeah.
It's like, because if you look, most television shows for a full season are the numbers are astronomical because of the cast and stuff you're going to, but we're going for a pretty big number. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I really want to make it, so I feel that with the passion and everything behind it, I'm hoping that the audience wants to see it too.
Yep.
Big Bang OT4. Ryan Gosling as Luke's estranged son sets out to find Rey to train his Force-sensitive son. Luke's grandson becomes the future of Star Wars. They're not going to go anywhere near the Skywalker stuff. They're not going anywhere near it.
Mm-mm.
Because the problem with that... Yeah, go ahead, Steph.
I feel like that's been like so said and done by so many different actors and creators within Star Wars that they're done with that right now. So, and I feel like for them to move forward, they should establish themselves with other stories and characters.
Yeah, and the problem with that storyline, Big Bang, is this. If you do that and the Luke's grandson becomes the future of Star Wars, you're right back to where you were. Now you got to have, it can it survive without the Skywalkers? You got to come up with characters that are not linked to these people. You got to see if they can survive without them. Doesn't mean to ignore them. Like, when you're in that era, if you're going to spend that much time in that era, don't ignore them. Like, play with those characters, but let's not do that right now. Let's move on and establish something else.
Yep.
James, now that I've said that, let's see how season 2 turns out of Ahsoka, I assume. He's shown as a TV director an ability to improve his skills as he gets more experience. I'm curious to how much the ones that he did, because I will say this, James, because I've said this before, there are quite a few episodes of Mandalorian that he did that I like a lot. There's quite a few that he did that were really good. I don't know if he wrote all those. Will somebody do the research on that and see? Because I'm not sure if he actually, is it the same kind of scenario with like Taika, where it's like, hey, okay, I know what I want to do, where I want to put these in, but I'm not going to write the whole thing. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember either.
I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Boom or bust. Is the 3-director trilogy structure doomed to fail, even if you have the story written? I think it's about finding matching directing styles. Go, Steph. It's not doomed to fail. But you gotta... Yeah, go ahead, Steph.
It's not doomed to fail, but I don't think it's necessarily set up for success, because directors are the most... they have to know what they want. The most important thing, I think, for a director is to be completely confident in their vision, and their vision is so individualized by who they are and how they are as a director. So to me, it's like it's already kind of on this shaky ground, because no two directors are the same unless they're like fully collaborating with each other, and maybe there is some sort of give and take of like, you did the first one, you're collaborating, and we've seen it with like Harry Potter with it's not a trilogy, but they have multiple directors and for multiple phases in the story. I think it actually really worked, especially when they got more adult theme like as opposed to the first two. But I think for the most part, it's preferable to have a singular vision.
I'm not there because I'm more about the collaboration effort in the same way that you look at, like, because television is new directors every
Right.
episode, it seems like, right? And you look at Mandalorian, like they've had like a lot of the film directors in that first and second season, and they were, but you went and you look at the behind the scenes that they did, they were all on the same page, like you were saying, on the vision of where it was going. So if you know, if Ryan Johnson, Colin Trevorrow, and J.J. Abrams would have all been in a room together, collaborating, going, okay, look, you're doing that thing that's going to lead into my movie, which will then lead into yours. I'm setting this up. They didn't. They were rogue free agents, mercenaries that were doing their own thing and didn't really care what was set up or what wasn't. And then when JJ came back, I don't like what that guy did. I'm going to do this. Yeah, Luke's back. He's a Force Ghost now, and he's doing this instead. And they weren't on the same page, so it looked sloppy. It looked like there was no plan. They didn't look like they even had. They didn't even know what was happening. That's where, as we were just talking about before, Kathleen Kennedy says, "Look, guys, I need my creative people. We're going to have this big, huge idea of where we want this thing to go, and then we bring in the directors that are going to execute that vision and add a lot of their own creativity to it." But we're going to start here and we want to end here. We'll do the first movie and we'll see where the second one lands. That's ridiculous for a trilogy. Ridiculous. But if you have a plan,
that was like,
if you have a plan, you can execute it with 3 different directors.
Yeah. I think it's just like that's kind of the example of how it can go really wrong.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Big Bang, should Grogu eventually become Jedi Grand Master? I don't know. Are you ever going to hear him talk?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't think we're going to hear him talk?
No, I think we're going to hear him talk, but I feel like part of the allure of, it would take a long time for at least me as a viewer to take him out of being like the cutest thing in the world to being like something that's like the leader.
Right. I think so too. We also got to find out how he survived.
Yeah.
Steph, now's your turn to filibuster about Roxy. Okay, here you go, Steph.
Okay. Well, first of all, the greatest Bostonian, and I think she soon will be known as that as she continues to have her star climb in Hollywood. I will be at the Hollywood Walk of Fame when her star is put down there. And hopefully she'll give me some few minutes of a speech so I can do a second filibuster for her. She is one of those like rare people that's like so talented and hardworking and the best friend in the world. Like she is the person that will do anything for you at any time of the day, even if she feels like shit. I know that she's been feeling like shit for the past few weeks, like just dealing with different things, and she still shows up everywhere. And it's like, who does that? Like she's such a star. So when we're at her like first mega movie premiere, just know that I was blowing smoke up her ass since day one. Okay, I want it on the record.
Yeah, all right. She's the best, Roxy, and
she's
the most loyal person you probably ever meet in your life.
And we need to make like all her scripts. You guys haven't seen her scripts yet. She is such a good writer. Like you think she's a good actress, and she's just as good of a writer. It's amazing.
Right. Oh, she watches enough TV. She knows how it works. Jama, also, Filoni abandoned the volume in Cali and is off shooting season 2 on location sound stages in the UK. That's promising. That's promising. That is a sign to me he knows he needs to step it up. I did not know that. I'm gonna actually look. Let's see. Ahsoka season 2 shooting on location. This is the first I've heard of that.
That would be amazing.
Is that true? Let's see. Ahsoka season 2 has begun primarily in the UK, with some scenes potentially utilizing Longcross Studios. The move to the UK marks a shift from the previous season's filming location, with Lucasfilm reportedly not having any current projects scheduled to film in Los Angeles, but that doesn't really say. The video discusses the use of real sets. No. Oh, yeah. They're using real sets and filming locations for Ahsoka season 2. Okay.
Okay.
That's promising. Good for him. Like I said, if it shouldn't just be a negative criticism on somebody when they do something right. If that was the decision and his decision to shoot on location, maybe looking at Andor and saying, all right, maybe we got a little too reliant. And to be fair, one of the reasons I got reliant on that volume stuff is because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I can completely understand the appeal.
Of course, it's cheaper, and you don't and you don't do anything. You just throw everything in the back. They'll use it, and they should use it, but don't overuse it. They overused it in season 3. They overused it in a lot of that stuff. Where it was so clear that it wasn't real anymore.
Yeah, and it was like, I get the excitement of it in the same way why animation is so amazing, because you can kind of create these sets that you can't do in real life with the same budget. So I understand why he went for that, but some of them, like with the witches and stuff, it just was like so like theatrical in a weird way.
Right. Okay, let's see. The next one is Screwface John. Yellow diamonds look like whoever knows the rest of this line of where it is from deserves everything in life. LOA. Anyway, shout out to Kristian and Steph. Thank you, Screwface. Screwface is the man. Do you know where it's from?
No. Yellow diamonds.
I tried to cheat and bring it up, and I couldn't even bring it up.
P.
Screwface, you're gonna have to give us a reveal.
Yeah.
Let's see, but that was great. Now I'm gonna be wondering what the hell that was the whole time. But thank you for your.
Oh, did I get that right? I said P. I think it's P.
What is it?
P. The yellow diamonds look like PP.
Oh, okay. From where? What's that from?
I think it's from a song. I was like, I've heard it on TikTok. I think that's why I was in like the crevice of my mind.
That might be it. Okay. Support for Steph from Corn Emperor. What is your order for Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Superman, and Fantastic Four as movies? Not what they do. As far as movies, as far as how we enjoy them, I'm gonna say. And again, my 1 and 2 could change once I rewatch them, but as of today, I'm going to go Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Superman, Captain America, Brave New World.
Wait, say yours again.
Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Superman, Brave New World.
Okay, I haven't seen Fantastic Four, so I'm going to do the other 3 right now. Superman, Thunderbolts, Captain America. Superman's fun. I liked it. It's just goofier than those other movies for me, and I'm not a big a little too goofy. But I liked it. But I mean, clearly, I talked about how I thought it was a feel good movie. Mike's movie madness. I know Gunn said we won't get the DCU Batman until his standalone movie, but we also weren't going to get a direct Superman sequel. Exactly. Over under 30% Superman 2 will have a DCU Batman debut cameo. I don't know if it's a debut. I don't know if it's going to be a debut, but do I think he'll have a cameo in that? Yes. I don't know if it'll be the debut by the time it comes out. You're probably not going to get a Superman sequel for at least 2 or 3 years. So you would assume Batman will come out before then. Yeah, I'm completely with you on that answer. I think absolutely Superman 2 will have Batman, is my guess, as well as other characters that we're going to be seeing in their own projects or I feel like maybe we'll get some new introductions, but not with like the main Batman, Supergirl.
Jama. Anyway, I'm giving Filoni the benefit of the doubt that he'll continue improving. If Ahsoka season 2 and the Mando film suck, then I'll turn on him too. Well, Mando, he's not directing that one. Now the question is, here's the question that you just gave me. The Ahsoka news that they're doing locations. If Mandalorian is doing that, the Mandalorian Grogu, if they're doing that, that's going to change the production significantly. Instead of just doing, volume stuff that Mandalorian has really relied on, that would be big. But he'll have a role in the Mandalorian, but Favreau's going to be the one that's responsible for taking it to the finish line, as he's directing it.
Yep.
Yeah. But Ahsoka season 2 has to. That was one for me that I can definitely say that I think I was drinking the optimistic Kool-Aid on that one, because when I watched it initially, the first two I thought was cool. It was like watching an animated film again and watching it kind of come back, and I was excited to see that how it was all playing out. And I thought Balin was pretty great. It gave me kind of prequel vibes a little bit. And then when I was trying to do a rewatch of it, I was like, this is pretty bad.
I need to rewatch it.
It's pretty bad when you rewatch it. It's written terribly, and I try to convince myself otherwise the first time around. Bonsai Brandon, after South Park used AI for a fat beach Trump, would you say that some use is okay as long as creatives are still paid for having the smarts to use it wisely? I think AI in general is going to continue to be used. It's just continue, and more so. That was the point of the strike. Was I think that they realized smartly, they went, okay, look, we're not getting away from this. We're not getting away from it. We need to negotiate it into our deals because it's not going away. It's not a matter of like you can't use it. It's a matter of how do we get paid when you do use it, and that's what you need to do, because it's gonna. There's more and more that is going to be coming out. My friend does AI stuff, like videos and things too, about like, and he keeps sending them to me. They're getting better and better every time. He's creating things. He's creating like news reporters reporting on the street, and I'm starting to not be able to tell what's real and what's fake. I almost wrote him the other day and said, well, wait a minute. Is that footage that you intercut with AI? Or because I can tell that's AI. But he's like, no, the whole thing's AI. So I think eventually they're going to do things that people are just, especially as the generations go on, there's going to be more. I think that, yes, I think people are just going to get paid more to use. And Steph, do you remember these conversations we had before even AI? Where like eventually they're going to be able to like put people in those movies and get, a full generated movie of a young Bruce Willis in a Die Hard movie. And if they're able to capture the actual, because right now the voices are so, it's like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, everybody, I am here. Sounds just like me, but I have a robotic voice and I don't really have a lot of emotion. That's the difference between like being able to see it and not know, but you can hear it and go, oh, it sounds like a robot. When that changes, they're going to start doing like full on movies.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard the South Park episode like really made me feel like America is healing. So it's hard for me to I'm afraid of AI and creatives. I'm afraid of AI in terms of like what the limits are, of course, but I do think it's stupid not to understand that it's a part of life now. So we have to kind of go with it, and I just hope that there are nice, like good regulations in place and ways that we can control it so it doesn't get out of control. That feels like an impossible ask, but that's kind of where I'm at in it. I thought that South Park did it really well.
Yeah, I thought they did it really, really well. So let's see, next one after that. Steph, you're 43 fighting. Can we do it? I don't know. Missing score 44. I'm really confused. The Suicide Squad only happened because the original Suicide Squad characters like Harley and Boomerang. If the Suicide Squad is canon, doesn't that make the original canon? That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, only the previously on. Only the previously on. Yeah.
It is confusing. I'm with you.
Yeah. So,
but I don't even think most people, I don't even know if the general population knows the difference between those two. Like really, we're such a bubble. I'm not.
That's what it is. Yeah, the general, they don't. It's people like Missing Score and me and you who are gonna be. Well, wait a minute. What does that mean? Yeah, and it's confusing for us, but I don't think they really care. Tyler B. I'm learning from the Peacemaker podcast that the plot and events in past Gunn DC films are canon, but dialogue is not. Do you think a lot of people are going to rewatch season 1? I'm telling you, I think it's just a matter of letting Gunn know the things he wants to use and doesn't want to use. That's all it is. Yeah. And it's just like, basically, it's a conversation of just like, in the same way Filoni doesn't give a crap about like the books, in Star Wars. He's going to go, look, this is what we want to use. Deal with it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he executes it, then it's like all of us will probably stop asking.
Right. Okay, let's see. Next one after that. Right now, again, Tyler, thank you for that. But I got to check out that podcast. Liam Martin. Hey, legends. Absolutely love your work. Thank you, Liam. Been a fan since you didn't get a time to sniff a camel in Sex in the City, too. Much love from Australia. That's one of our favorite reviews of all. Have you ever heard that story, Steph?
No.
It's I think it's live on the Schmodown channel. I think we made it public. It's one of the few movies we walked out of, Mark and I. We were in the theater, and we had this is 2010, and I had one of those flip phones or whatever. And Mark left. We had done a double feature that day, and Mark left during one of the scenes and to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, after a little bit, I'm sitting there just watching this movie, going, "Oh my god, this is brutal." And I'm by myself, and I'm like, "Where the hell is this guy?" So I'm like, is he all right? And I check my phone what I do, because I never do the phone in the theater, because I'm not that person.
No, I hate it.
I bring it down to my leg, to my shoe, so try to so the light doesn't get anyone's face. And all I read is Mark Ellis's text that goes, "Get out of there, man. Get out of there." And I just left. It was brutal. Brutal movie.
I don't think I saw the second one.
Brutal. First movie was fine, and the series is good, but that was just
brutal. Okay.
Brutal. Thank you for that memory. Luke TG11. I liked Superman, but I hated Lex's speech, and then A1. Saw Fantastic Four twice. I love the music and the tone. 60s era is perfect. Galactic School is F. I agree. I didn't mind Lex's speech. I just wish, because Nicholas Hoult, they did a little bit more with him, because he's such a fantastic actor. But yeah, I was more engaged with the overall story and characters in Fantastic Four, which is surprising.
Yeah. I've been excited for Fantastic Four, so I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I'm looking forward to seeing it this weekend, so I can kind of see how I receive both differently. Superman worked perfectly for me. It was exactly what I needed. I loved it. And part of it's like watching it with my mom is hard not to love it.
Of course, that's a nice memory too. Liam Martin, have you seen Talk to Me and Bring Her Back? No, I hear good things about him though. Have you seen these, Steph?
No, I'm hearing really good things about both.
Okay, feel like you would rate the story, directing, and acting. The directors are from my hometown in LA. That's great. No, I've heard that it's terrifying. At least Talk to Me. I've heard really good things about them, but I've never seen them. No. So Tina and I today, after today's show, we're going to actually reacting to Barbarian. Never seen that movie before.
So Dorina made me watch it. It's really good, but it is crazy.
So we're going to watch, because the director has a new movie coming out, Weapons, which is coming out, and I'm going to see that next week.
Which has 100% right now, right?
Weapons does?
I think so.
Great.
Granted, there were only 12 clocked in reviews, so that's hard to say where it's going to actually land, but yeah, it's at 100% still.
Okay.
13 reviews.
My screening is on Monday for that one. Excited for it.
Cool. Yeah.
Tyler B. Which MCU Phase 4 and 5 films? I think everybody's even paying attention to Phase 4 and 5 once 3 was over. Do you guys think would have benefited from being an alternate Earth like Fantastic Four? I think all of them. I like R&B's theory that all these things do take place on different universes. I don't think that's the case, but yeah. So I think that a lot of them could have benefited from being not tied into the main storyline. How about you, Steph?
Yeah, only because I feel like a big question is so where were they during this? In the same, with the Eternals, they had to spend the whole movie basically describing why they weren't there during Endgame. So I think it's, it creates more freedom if they're on a different planet or a different dimension.
Yep. Okay, let's see. After that one, it is Aaron V. Steph, what are some good examples of camp?
Okay, for movies, horror and comedy obviously do it the best, probably, Death Becomes Her or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or the Chucky movies, Spaceballs, that's those are the ones that come to mind, I feel like. just off the top of my head. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Go pal. I'm not super concerned about it being camp as long as it's not dog shit like the Canon Films 87 movie. I don't see how you play any of them straight outside of He-Man, Tila, and Duncan. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I guess because I'm just so attached to it, and I've seen how you could do it. Like you can definitely play them straight and make them in that, you know, science fiction magic kind of thing. I just think that's the problem, and I think that's what happened with the filmmakers too. That's like, well, the original 80s thing was, we have to make it a bit silly, and I love Gopal. So these guys in here every day contributing with great stuff. As Luke Skywalker once said, I fundamentally disagree with that.
Like Stranger Things is in the 80s, right?
Stranger Things was in the was based in, you mean the movie, the show is based in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, maybe I heard the point wrong, but it's like, I don't think that because it's in the 80s, it has to be like.
No. He's just talking about he's talking about the Canon films that came out.
Okay. Oh, got it.
There's a production company, Canon, that made those kind of movies. Gopal also wasn't a surprise that Tila was adopted. I think it was a surprise that Sorcerer was her mom. I think that was the big surprise. I think that I don't know if right away if we knew that Man at Arms adopted her though. I'm not sure. Gopal, how do you do that with Idris and Camila Mendes? Well, that's the whole point. Is that you don't have to make it a surprise that she's adopted. The surprise again is that she's the sorcerer's daughter. So that's it. It's raining pretty heavy out there right now. Sean McCabe, will Sam be up to speed with Fantastic Four by next week? No, she's been sick, so we won't even be up to speed with Agatha. I don't even know if she's gonna have seen Agatha by the time that we get in there, because we were supposed to be wrapped up with the MCU 2 weeks ago. Her schedule has been insane. That's why today Happy Gilmore came out. Monday was K-pop. Tokyo Pop is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was like, "What's Tokyo?"
Do you remember Tokyo Pop? That's cool anime company. That's what I was thinking. K-pop, Tokyo Pop.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, but either way, so the next movie see, and then Monday or Tuesday will be Barbarian, and hopefully we get back on track with Sam. But she'll be back soon, hopefully. All right, let's see. Next after that. And we are at 47 thus far, Steph.
Okay.
Get to 133. I don't know. Brandon was in yesterday. It's great to have him in the members stream. Filoni style gatekeeping is the last thing that Star Wars needs. Not that he doesn't have his place in creating, but we need someone who's willing to adapt some EU stories. Darth Bane, Knights of the Republic, have an open mind. 1000%. The problem is that Lucas wasn't a fan of that stuff either. And because Lucas wasn't, well, then Dave's not allowed to. And it's so silly. So silly.
I feel like the shackles of the question, is it Star Wars? Is it not Star Wars? Is holding Star Wars back.
Right.
Because in no other big franchise, of course it's in the air, you want it to have the lore and an affection for what came before it, but it's only in Star Wars, at least for me, that I feel like it is such a weight on creators. And we didn't see it in Andor, and I felt like it was an homage in a lot of ways, but it was different. And I feel like it's because it didn't hold itself to like asking every question of, is this the Star Wars that was the original Star Wars or not? Like that seems to be only, and I don't know if it's like a Filoni pushed narrative, but it is like, man, just create stuff within the lore, and it doesn't need to be like so spot on to the exact feeling and memory of the originals.
Just make good stories. That's what it always is. Just make good stories. Gopal, they called them pissed but weren't moving any units. What was that connected to? Is that the new Clips album, right? With Pusha T and Malice, I think. Yeah, I think that's what this is about.
Oh, Beautiful Girls. Biggest Beautiful Girls fan. Okay.
Oh.
Dylan brought Mira Sorvino a champagne diamond. Oh, there you go. Okay, that's a good movie. Go Pal, but I don't know if that's where Screwface was going. I doubt Screwface was quoting Beautiful Girls, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Let's say Jama back. Sure, it's mostly on Favreau, but Filoni co-wrote and produced the Mando film. It'll be a good test for improvement and his first film credit. Agreed. I agree. I don't know. Yeah, we got to also see how that's going to be pan out. By the way, with that movie he was supposed to do. So,
yeah. I feel like it's been pretty quiet in Favreau's. Like, I feel like I went from hearing Favreau all the time to not hearing or seeing that many things that he's coming out with. So I'm excited to see the movie.
All right, let's see. Eric Opperman. What's up, Mother Refs? What's up, Eric? I've been watching since 2015, but I can't watch because of work. Hope Steph gets the win. Welcome back to New York, Kristian from Connecticut. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Love that. Awesome. Nathan Drake. I've got an extra 100 this week. Can we use it to bring back Schmodown? No, but you can use it towards the Kickstarter when the Kickstarter comes out. You're lucky, Nathan. I'm being nice because normally anybody that keeps asking about bringing it back gets put in timeout. Just kidding.
Oh, really? Is that the new rule?
I'm just kidding. I put Alan Smithy in timeout the other day by accident.
We're trying not to hold Star Wars back. We can't hold Kristian back. He needs to move forward in his life.
Okay. That's right. But Nathan, what you guys can do is anybody who puts in the next question, if you have an idea about what we should do for that freaking Kickstarter, let me know because I'm gonna need all the support and like I'm never gonna have to lean on what you guys want more than this. I'm putting everything that I have into this. Tribal Chief, I don't think the DCU canon thing is that hard. Everything after Creature Commandos is full on canon. Anything before is what they mention or reference.
Okay.
But for you, for a lot of people, it's going to be pretty confusing.
I might use that summary in my mind anytime I get confused.
Yeah. Big J, your Tina's Happy Gilmore reaction was great, brother. Thank you. My friend Mike actually just wrote me, said he was watching it while we were live, and he said that he was watching it too. So I'm glad people are enjoying it. Tina and I had a good time watching that one. So go check it out. Thanks, Big J. I appreciate you looking at it. Jama, anyway, my point is, while I don't think he should be running Lucasfilm, I don't think Filoni should be thrown back to animation, at least not yet. I think that's where he thrives, though. I think where he thrives, and then where I'll throw you a bone there also is he going to be content if he's not running it to just direct, someone else's script? Because if he is, then sure, let him do that. He just should not have a power seat.
Yeah.
Okay, Connor Mullis, breaking news, another ice cream truck break at work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, Brandon says, I feel like if you're a good creator, you can recognize a great story regardless. Yes, he's right. If you and your mentor think it should fit into canon, all due respect to them, Filoni hasn't topped Knights of the Republic or Bane. Right. He won't, but he doesn't agree with you on that. He thinks the stuff that he's done has surpassed that stuff and is better stories. And that is not factual.
Ahsoka's storyline is amazing. I do think that, but I hear you. Like KOTOR and Bane are both great stories. So it's hard to say. Like, I would love to see renditions of that, but they're not touching it.
Right. Let's see. Nathan Drake, hyped for weapons and your barbarian reaction. Yeah, I'm excited for both.
Yeah.
Julius, do you like The Social Network? Yeah, my favorite Fincher film. It's not my favorite Fincher film, but it's definitely. But I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love The Social Network. I don't know what my favorite Fincher film is. Maybe Gone Girl. Maybe Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Not sure.
Okay. There was yesterday when we were signing off. Crash and Coyote put one in there, but it was taken after we signed off. He says, from my experience, I'm not big into Star Wars. After Acolyte, I didn't bother with Outlaws or Skeleton Crew. After Andor season 2, me and my friends got Battlefront 2. He's talking about yesterday we were talking about like games, and so one of the things that the that Outlaws game, the creator blamed the not success on the fact that Star Wars is a brand was not in a good spot when it came out, but I don't know how much weight that carries. I think that I told you when you played it, right? You liked it. You liked the game.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it is really great. We really liked it.
Didn't like. Maybe I have to give it a chance.
Yeah, you kind of need to give it like a few hours, honestly.
Yeah. I have to give it a chance. This trailer just did not do it for me. I just bailed on it.
Yeah.
All right. So right now, Steph, as we're about to sign off, 53, unless they want to keep you going. But if not, we're going to sign off at 53. I will say our good friend Saul, I can't believe where we're at the Perception of Filoni now. Yeah, it is crazy because, like I said, I was a massive fan of his. But it's like the same thing. It's like, hey, I'm so excited. This coach that we got for the team. Coach comes in second to last place 10 years in a row. I'm like, man, I don't like that coach anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Big J, random simple question. Interesting. Any interest in reacting to The Godfather? I know you've seen it, but maybe you're with your wife, Sam Martina. So the answer to that is yes. My wife has not seen it, and we have talked about doing that. It's just, again, her schedule is just as wonky right now, especially with the kids being out of school. It's tough. And Sam's definitely seen The Godfather, I believe. And if anybody has seen him out of the three, it's definitely Tina. Tina's seen the most movies out of them, so I have to check. But I'm working on other things to do. You've seen The Godfather, right, Steph?
Oh yeah, it's like my favorite movie.
Okay. Oh, right. But you saw it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, in the past. Like fully recently.
Right. Okay. Brandon Summers. Don't want to make it seem like I don't like Ahsoka or Clone Wars or Mandalorian. I love all those things for sure. No, I know you do, but you're in that same boat, man. You're in the same boat of like, hey, let's something's got to change because you're a massive fan.
Right, I hear you.
Brandon's a big Star Wars guy. Jama, do you think that creators like Gilroy are gleefully hoping to adapt EU content? I grew up on the EU too, but it's niche. Depending on what the story is, not all EU is niche. There's a lot of niche stuff, but not all of it. You can adapt it, and even if it's not just the EU, for some reason they ignore all the stuff that they have. Kathleen Kennedy was on record saying, "Well, we don't have the luxury of having, other things outside of just the movies. You have a full-on library of books and other things, and there's tons of it." And they're really good, whether it's Claudia Gray, Alexander Freed, James, I was going to say Purefoy, James Luceno. There's so many writers that understand Star Wars that can help craft story. Then it doesn't mean they're good screenwriters. They could be terrible screenwriters. I don't know, but they know Star Wars.
Right.
Adapt their stuff.
At least the story, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's see. Next one after that is Nathan Drake. Steph's Insta has been on fire. I loved Roxy's solo segment, just hyping Steph up on Tuesday. Yeah, it was. It really was. She was like your agent.
I need to go see that. I love her so much. She's literally the best. Thank you. Yeah, I honestly took like 2 years off of. I posted here and there like every few months, but really was off of it for like 2 years. Honestly, it's like the world news was a little too much for me, and I was trying to find my balance in the world of like just fitting into it all. So I'm like trying to be like, well, I can spread joy and love. That's what I can control, and then in my own time I'll stay informed. But I
like about your channel and your Instagram, what you're doing is you're really just being you. It's really what I like about it. It's like for people who are watching Steph's channel, it's like you just get an insight of who she is as a person and the fun things she does when she looks at life. And that to me is interesting, minus the thumbnails.
Yeah, we're working on it. But hey, I'm so appreciative that Kristian's so honest, because I need it, because I am so new to it all, and it really is like the business behind YouTube, especially for people like you and me who want to stay authentically ourselves.
Right.
But there's a business to it. So it's like, like this give and take of like how much you work on the image of it, but keeping yourself.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Last one for now. Jama coming back. Jama crushing today. Having said that, Jason and Jaina are way cooler than Kylo and Rey. I don't know what that's the whole point. Why didn't they just adapt that story? Why didn't they just take the Jason and Jaina stuff? I don't get it. Like far superior. They blew it. All right, I'm going back to sleep. Good night, Jaina. Thank you for
or any of the Vision stories. Like honestly, there's like 5 Vision stories that I would be like, right now, just go create a pocket of the universe and make that a live action.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So 58, not quite 133, but solid performance as always, Steph.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Tell the people where to find you.
YouTube.com/Steph Sabraw. I'll be dropping a new video in the next hour. So turn on your notifications and thanks for supporting.
There you go, guys. Thank you. Apple Podcast, Spotify? Sure, Spotify.
Spotify.
Take a piss or whatever you want to piss on. Spotify, anywhere podcast found. Make sure you check that out. Check out friends over at Rougiette. If you want to help out the show, that's how you do it. I'll have more news. Please, in the comment section again. Didn't see many in the live chat, but I hope to get some more ideas from you guys as far as like what you think would be interesting inside of this Kickstarter once we run it. Put your comments in there, whether it's on the replay, the clips channel, whatever it may be. I saw someone yesterday who said timestamps. Can you do timestamps? I said, look, if you want to do the timestamps for me and you want to, and I'll cut and paste them, put in the description. I clearly have no time to do that right now. So what I can do is give you that clips channel. So head on over there if you want to see the clip outs of this show. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate you very much. Steph, this one's for you.
Mustard.
Bye-bye.